Ready to move out.
Bell and Company.
Hey there. Yeah, that's another episode of Bell and Company. That was just me right there on my recorded version of me, Mario J. Bell. Hey, everybody. Hope you're having a great, well, it's almost the end. It's already Sunday, the end of the Thanksgiving weekend. I know I had a pretty good one. We did a lot this weekend, actually. And I know even our other co-host, the one you hear on there, that's Libby. Hey, Libby.
Hi.
You got to hang out with the family and even your daughter this weekend, didn't you?
Yeah, and I was also in detention.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We got to mention that.
That sounds wonderful.
And might as well say hello. We just said something. Hey, Joe.
Oh, hey.
Hey, Joe Brunker. And so anyway, what you got to mention there's a picture on Facebook for people that follow my account specifically.
Yeah,
Mario the Entertainer. We were talking about that
I
off
was
the air.
with the jock, the brain, the basket case, the princess.
Yep. And which one are you?
I'm all of them.
You're all of them together.
And the criminal.
Yeah,
I got the criminal.
And the criminal. So if you look on Facebook for Mario J. Bell, you'll see that there's a picture of Libby where she was, and that's a reference to a movie from the 80s. I think Joe knows what we're talking about now.
Which one was it? The Suspect one?
No, the Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club. Yeah.
Club. The jock.
Anyway,
okay.
So we're doing our little our bits. If you follow her, it's actually going to be on Libby's page. Libby has a page, Libby Tartars.
Yes, I do.
On Facebook, LIBBYTARDERS, and you can check out all of her stuff. So I shared that there as well. But anyways, that's our little thing we're doing. We're to find Libby. The first one we did was a long time ago. She was thrown out on the curb. She fell out of the
Hard
truck.
Rock.
And then we had Hard Rock
Yeah.
Cafe.
Yeah.
But where? Which one was that, Libby? Do you remember?
Rockford.
Oh, yeah, Rockford. Okay, Joe's paying attention.
Joe
Yay.
saw it.
So, yeah.
I watch.
So we're going to be, you'll be able to see, find where's Libby. We're going to do that as a little ongoing bit so everybody can guess what's going on. Give them a reason to look at my Facebook, I guess.
Look for Libby.
And I'll share
Libby's
it on
always
Joe's as well.
lost.
Yeah, right. So anyway, so now we got all that out of the way. Again, I hope everybody had a good holiday. Why don't we bring on our guest who is actually part of the better half of your band, right?
Oh yeah. He's definitely the more talented half.
Which is what's the band?
Brojack, but he's also his solo the act is.
And it's hello, Jack. Welcome to the show, Jack the Acquaintance. Is that how we refer to you?
That's right.
Cool. Yeah. I like that. Again, we were saying off the air. I just thought right off the bat for some reason the YouTube guy, Tyler what's his last? Tyler the
creator.
Yeah, the creator.
Yeah,
I just thought of him right away.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, but he does it. I thought he's got channels, YouTube and a bunch of other
social
don't
media
they
all
stuff.
Right?
I think he's got TikTok like everybody else, right?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I know that's how I know him from, like social media.
I bet everybody has their
I'm
social
sure
media channels.
Sure he's got all his podcast. Right, everybody's got their YouTube page now.
It's almost the way to survive in the art today.
I mean, hey, we've got YouTube through Intellectual Radio, and one of these days we'll have all our cool little clips up there.
Ooh la la.
Yeah, it'll be nice. And maybe we got to throw some Brojack songs in there. What do you think?
Oh, sounds cool.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of that, will you guys play something later?
Yeah,
the end of the show.
I figured we'd have him play one of his songs at some point, and we'll also play Green Weed and Nicotine or something.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Fun.
Be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can pick whatever you want. It's up to you guys. I'm not putting any pressure. Just play a song. That'd be cool. Because I saw you're ready. I don't know if the camera can see. He brought his awesome guitar with him.
Oh, it's a good guitar for sure.
So we know pretty much about Joe and his background, but I don't think we know exactly what the Brojack band is about. So I don't know which one of you want to explain how this all came about.
So we became roommates, like 2020, like right before the pandemic hit.
Right before.
And we're both musicians, so we're bound to start jamming at some point. And we joined a competition. And Joe can tell us a little more about that.
Yeah, we joined a competition at House of Blues in Chicago. And
nice.
We made it through the first round, and we were about to play the main stage as the acoustic duo Brojack. And the day of, something came over the news.
Yeah. Oh, that was the
Mhm.
story you're talking about. What happened with the whole fun stuff with the mayor. Well, you know what happened. The mayor of Chicago. All the mayors were getting mad,
it
but
shut down,
the
baby.
mayor of Chicago was mad that people didn't stay home for the holiday or not holiday, but kind of a holiday for St. Patrick's Day. So then he said, "Okay, I'm going along with California. You know, their mayors and a bunch of other states." And boom, it was done. He's like, "I declare we're shut down." I remember hearing on the news going, "What?" You know, and it wasn't the mayor did it; it was the governor of the state did it, which I thought was interesting.
Oh yeah, we were hardcore shut down that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
We
it
would have
was
been in
like-
the finale of the competition.
No
and,
kidding.
It was
Yeah.
May 12th. I know it because it was going to be my 30th birthday.
Oh,
So I was going to celebrate
what a
with
way to
everyone,
celebrate.
and then they shut it down.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh!
if we would have won, we would have actually gotten 10 hours of recording time and a show as an opener at the House of Blues.
Well, Jackie Queens, are you ready to go back and do it again? You guys got to do it again, maybe, or are they not even doing those
Yeah,
contests?
if they ever do a competition like that again.
Oh, he's
Are
working on
they?
his own solo tour right now, actually.
Yeah,
Oh, tell us
so
about
right
that.
now I'm in the very beginning preparation, but I'm
Heck yeah.
hoping. So I'm working on a new EP for next year.
Oh, nice.
And I'm writing and recording it right now. I'm hoping to have it done by January because I want to have it released on vinyl by June.
No kidding.
And
He's got a
then
vinyl out already.
I got a vinyl record. I Killed Rock and Roll. That's out right now, and I've got it in some stores in the suburbs and a few places in the city.
Oh, hey, you got the actual physical record.
Mhm. Yeah,
Nice.
I'm a vinyl guy. So
I've always loved the LP thing. I mean, CDs are great. I guess they're a little more compact disc, right? But I don't know.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have the physical, go with the old fashioned, the best one
Right.
of all, 100 years old or more. Actually, 120 years old. So
I love the grainy sound of a record.
you know some of them don't. You get a good needle on there, a good player. It sounds clear. I think it sounds
Yep.
just as good as a compressed CD myself.
Oh, it sounds clear.
Better.
It just gives you that record feel. I don't know. Like
Mhm.
for some reason, it doesn't like out of the speakers. Sometimes you just get that different sort of tone.
I like the sound of it. Maybe it's
Yeah,
more.
It's warm.
Oh, yeah.
It's more,
warm
a
now.
warmer
Yeah.
sound, more analog-y sound, I think is what
Yeah.
you're referring to. It's not
Yeah.
sounding all perfect and digitally, right? But anyway,
Right.
so you can't get into a new one that they're doing. The House of Blues isn't doing that again, kind of to make up for 4 years ago.
Our friend Susie with 1126 Entertainment.
Yeah,
she
check
was,
them out.
She was hosting that, and then I think she's just going through different venues now.
Oh,
So I haven't checked with what House of Blues has been doing, but I'm sure they got something.
well, you guys got to get somewhere. Do that again.
Yeah, I'll check with 1126 and see what they got going on.
That would be a good plan.
Yeah, she hasn't really done a competition in years.
No, she's been
Probably
more,
since
more
that one.
focused on venues.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she's doing pretty well. Like
Mhm.
she's got like 10 or 15 venues around the area.
Is
almost.
she a promoter or an actual singer too? What
No,
she?
she's a promoter and she
Okay.
books like duos and bands for all sorts of places.
Her kids are all pretty talented in the arts too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's always good to have a family full of them, right?
Oh yeah, she used to work with like Lenny Kravitz.
No kidding.
Yeah, one of the people that one of the bands that Over the Sun got to play their like show for was Blue Oyster Cult, and that was through Susie.
Nice. And how do you know her?
I don't know.
Jackie Acquaintance
no-
knows her.
I think I actually first saw like a post about a competition on Facebook from her boyfriend David Victor.
Oh,
And
nice.
That's how I started getting to know them because I went to the competition with my band the first time.
Yeah,
And-
because see, obviously, I don't know. Have you always been, like a solo artist, or were you in a band too? Because obviously, Joe's been in a few bands himself.
I'm mostly solo.
Okay.
Been in a band.
This
Yeah.
past year, I had a band for a show, but like everything I do with a band, I fund myself. So I pay the musicians to play for me. So
Oh, okay.
just whatever I have the budget for.
You're the guy. You're the big boss then. Okay,
That's
gotcha.
right, yeah.
I don't know.
Can't Joe.
Do you do that too with your bands? Are you kind of the
No,
heart and
so
soul
like,
of them?
So like he composes and writes all the parts. That's kind of like the difference. I don't.
You don't
So
write.
like I work as a full-on team writing, which means you share the load of
Yeah.
what you're supposed to do, promotion, marketing, booking, stuff like that.
Well,
where
like
you-
that project you have coming up, that's the book. So you do write, just not on your own. You're saying you got the whole team.
I have a
behind it.
team.
Yeah.
I have 2 or 3 people that have helped me with it.
Nice.
Pretty well. Aaron and then Sandra, the illustrator.
I remember Sandra.
so-
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely I've had a few people edit the book, stuff like that. So
And you, on the other hand, Jack's Acquaintance, you're it.
yeah, he
If
composes.
it isn't for
it
Jack,
all.
there's no band, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I personally, I feel like I could always use. I work better with a bunch of people because otherwise, I don't know. I forget to do stuff a lot, things like that.
You could
So,
say that again.
yeah, Libby will tell you. She helps me. Between Joe and Libby, I got a pretty good team for this project. But yeah, even in my other job that I do, I like having, I guess where you delegate. You don't have to do everything yourself. It's kind of cool.
I would like to get like a manager or like a co-manager for me at some point, just because with getting into vinyl, I'm starting to get into all sorts of stores, and with preparing for a tour and managing a band and stuff.
Yeah,
it'd
I
help
mean,
to have someone,
somebody to book the appearances, right? I mean, that'd be nice.
Yeah, it'd be one less thing to worry about.
Do you guys have a manager for Brojack or anything?
No, we don't really play very much. We just kind of like do it when we do it.
Yeah,
It's we because he was more focused on releasing his album at the time, and I was more focused on Primal Moon stuff.
Yeah.
So those were our main like passion projects. Brojack was kind of something that grew during COVID a little bit more. Like we played a few songs together and decided to do a competition. And then we were like, hey, well, we're stuck together. Might as well write a bunch of songs.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you were living together. Do you still live together or no?
No.
Oh, okay. It's a while ago.
Been like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, I'm usually fighting with my roommates, not playing music with them. So that's kind of cool. You guys get along.
I mean, we never really fought. Really.
No.
I don't think.
Yeah,
we
you
ever had a
hugged the
fight.
bed.
Yeah. Well, no, that's with the girlfriend. I'm talking about with actual roommates. I'm not hogging the bed with the guys. What the
Well,
hell?
yeah,
We're not
you
that
wish.
poor.
Come on,
We had
Mario.
separate
Don't
beds.
hog the bed.
Yeah. We had 2 beds. Actually, it's funny. Now you got me onto this little side story. My friend Eric, rest in peace, he passed on. When I was on the radio in Las Vegas, he came out to live with me, and he literally did. So before he got, we split. We had like a piece of like cardboard we put in the middle because he didn't have a cot or anything. We ended up getting him like a
Air
blow up one,
mattress.
like an air mattress, cot,
Yeah.
whatever you call it.
That'll do.
Yeah, but it was we actually did that. I mean, we're two, I'm a radio broadcaster. I wasn't exactly making big dough, and he was out of work at the time when he went there. I mean, I told him, come out here. You could probably work at the company with me, and it worked out for, I don't know, about a month.
How was it in Vegas? Did you like working there?
I loved it. I miss that. I kind of want to go back and do the day job there, because the day job is with partners and family, and tell them, hey, I'm going to be the Vegas branch. But, I don't think that'll ever happen again. So I just got to go visit. But anyway, the story is we did actually, for a minute, share not only a room, but the bed. And it was that only lasted like a week.
I bet.
Yeah. No, I was nothing.
The
were
way you
friends.
snore.
Did you hog the bed then?
I did. Yeah, I wouldn't even let him put the cot in, the air mattress. I told him, you put that over by the TV, like in the front by the door. I didn't even want it next to me. So and this was what was even funnier is I was in a studio. This wasn't even meant for 2 people. This was meant for one at the most. But hey, we did what we could do, and eventually he moved out because he left the door open a bunch of times. It was just stupid crap having a roommate. So hopefully you didn't go through any of that stuff. But yeah, it's kind of a weird story, but it happened. And entertainment business, you do what you got to do, I guess, because there was no way I was going to let him be homeless out there. I mean, it gets cold in the desert at night. So
oh yeah, you'd freeze.
Yeah, it was like even in the summer it'd be 100 in the day, and at night it'd be like 70. I was surprised how big of a difference of temperature without the blazing
really
sun.
Only 70
at
night in the
desert?
desert?
I mean not when it had been 100 degrees for like 2 weeks like it was this year.
I thought it like iced up in the desert at night.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Most of the time when it's say in the 80s and 90s, at night it gets cold, and up in the mountains, it's in the 30s and 40s. Because Vegas, I don't know if people even know this, it's, believe it or not, it's at like 6,000 feet, but that's the valley, because the mountains around it are pretty tall. I don't
They have
even know,
terrible pizza. Don't eat pizza.
Yeah,
there.
For some reason the food doesn't
No
doesn't taste the
taken.
same.
I've heard. I've never been, but I've heard the reputation of it.
Chicago has way better food.
Yeah, we're pretty spoiled with Chicago.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, everybody will tell you that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was an interesting experience. Do I want to go back? I kind of do, but I guess I'll just visit. I haven't been there since I lived there. So anyway, quick side story. But you guys got along, so that worked out good. And you were not necessarily planning on being a band, Brojack. You were just kind of jamming together. Is that what Joe was telling me?
Yeah, no, it's
Us?
just kind of
The audience?
loosely jamming, whenever we're just kind of hanging around the apartment and just come up with tunes.
This was
Yeah.
practice for your other gig kind of thing. Okay, this sounds good.
Or just
It
chilling.
was just
It was
fun.
the pandemic, so everything was closed. No one was doing open mics or anything. So we would turn on Facebook Live and just do some improvised jams. That's where Joe is great because he'll just come up with lyrics. I don't know where you pull them, but he just comes up with a whole song. And
Out my
Really?
ass.
Just spontaneous.
most of the time, the first thing he comes up with, that's the lyrics.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Before even the way it's going to sound, I like the way these words mix together, huh?
Our first song, I think we wrote in like a half hour.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I think Joe said in past shows, you could correct me, that you really you don't write the actual melody like the music.
Well,
You're
I
more
write
of
the
just the lyrics.
melody, the vocal melody. It's
Okay, that's what I
but-
mean. You write the words.
Yeah, but like guitar parts, drum parts, bass parts, I don't touch that. Like I said, he composed this whole album.
Yeah.
So like that's
Oh yeah.
he did all the parts, and like I watched him like on like whatever this website was, trying to put them into notes on staffs.
Yeah,
and
I've
stuff
got
like that.
So when I did my album, I did like guitar and bass. I had someone do drums, but I also have a keyboard. I brought in some violinists and stuff. So I have a program that translates like a tablature into sheet music.
Yeah, what's he talking about? I don't know what that.
Yeah.
It's a computer,
Yeah,
like an AI program.
yeah. You can type in like what was tablature for us, like easy sheet music kind of stuff,
Nice.
and they'll translate it and write it back into sheet music, and they'll play the song back to you.
Man, I'll tell you what. We're so spoiled in 2024. I mean,
Yeah.
100 years ago they didn't have that, but they
I
still
tell you
managed.
what.
It probably took a lot longer to make music back then, I guess. 'Cause
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
literally writing the notes and had to literally draw them on the paper. That's a little different.
Right.
I want to know more about this program then. So you literally can like talk into it and it'll make the
So you can like
music?
punch in.
The
So
melody?
for like guitars and stuff, it's called like guitar tabs, and it's basically just like a simplified sheet music. It's just like numbers and stuff. So I can punch that in and I'll translate it to sheet music.
wow.
And then it has MIDI programs of the instruments and stuff, and they'll play it back for me so I can hear the song after I punch it in.
And you customize this to what you want it to do for you.
Mhm. I mean, with like
Jeez.
guitar and bass, I know what I want to do, but it's basically for filling in like all the other stuff, like piano and violins and stuff like that.
But what about the actual like notes then, like the actual melodies? Is it you can program it to do that as well? You can say, okay, I want B minor or whatever, something like that, and then it does it.
So I can program. I mean, I could put the key, but I mean, you kind of have to know a little bit of like what you're writing,
Okay.
And then it just plays it back for you. So it's a good reference.
That is
Yeah, and
pretty
it's good to
awesome.
create
Yeah.
sheet music with it.
If it wasn't for him, you probably wouldn't be doing it. Is that the deal? Or would be no Brojack?
I mean, there would just be me yelling at a microphone. I don't know how many people can take that all
Like
day.
me, I yell at microphone.
Yeah, like Libby likes to yell at everybody, right?
Well, our
That's
stuff
funny.
is very simple. We don't have to do any of that because it's just him and me, just simple acoustic and him doing vocals.
It is fun when we
Yeah.
get instrumentalists behind us too. Like that first time with Torian when we first met him,
Yeah,
that
so
was brilliant.
We'll go to open mic jams and stuff, and
Yeah,
our
that's what I'm
songs
telling you
are.
about that.
So I keep it simple. I jam on like the same chords. I just kind of change up how I play them and stuff, and that way anyone can really jump in and because we're just playing the same thing kind of over and over.
Okay.
But just varying it and doing different things with it.
Are you
Yeah.
guys taking
Yeah.
like requests from the audience at these open mics, or is it just your set?
Mostly just our set.
Yeah.
Because I don't really like. I like covers and all, but I'm not big on learning covers because I prefer to hear the original. A lot of times, and
agree.
I like
I
to
love
write
the
my own
original stuff.
songs.
Yeah.
But I do a couple covers, which we have a couple that we recorded a couple like last week actually, that are going to be out soon on YouTube and
And what
possibly
songs?
Spotify after that. The covers we did were "Sitting on the Dock of the Bay" by Otis Redding
That's a classic.
Great.
and "Sex on Fire" by Kings of Leon.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
The
And
second one I'm not too familiar with, but I've
but
heard
that's
certain-
under Brojack.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's going to be on YouTube first probably, and then we're going to probably trickle that onto Spotify at some point.
Cool.
Mhm.
And then play it on here. We could play it on our show.
Oh, I mean,
or
yeah,
on
we
my
could-
website at least, or my Facebook page and stuff.
yeah,
Don't you know?
whatever's clever. We could send that your way. But yeah, we'll probably play. We could play one of our covers if you want us to, or one of our originals, either or.
Well, that's up to Jack the Acquaintance. He's our guest, and he's going to play something in a little bit. So
Oh
that's
yeah,
up,
he's
whatever
gonna
you
play
want.
his song too. Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
yeah, he'll play
Cool.
his stuff. That makes sense.
Heck
But
yeah.
you got to write that lyric down. Whatever's clever, I like that. That's got to be in some song now.
sounds,
that.
sounds good.
You probably have said it on other shows. I just never caught it, but that's funny. I like that. So anyway, so I've been to open mics, but it's mostly for comedy. I don't go to a lot of them for music. So do they just ask people like to come up on stage then? Or I mean, you got a list like you do with like the karaoke and like I said, the comedy night where you kind of know who's going to be there.
Most times it's pretty competitive in that sense. So like you
Yeah.
got to get there early.
Yeah, every open mic is different. But yeah, there's some that are really busy where like you gotta be there like half hour beforehand to sign up.
Oh, wow.
But,
Okay.
Oh yeah, and if not, you don't get a spot for the night. You know?
At all.
Like, yeah.
But yeah, if you don't want to play with anyone, certain open mics, you can just do you. But then there's jams where it's really meant for like people to come up and play with you.
Oh, no, I don't know about, but that's still considered an open mic night. But like if you hear, bars have them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I'm usually seeing the comedy and even the karaoke singing contest, but not necessarily music.
They got a lot of them. Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of music ones.
Where's the
we
next
we
one?
went to quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
Where's
There's
the next one?
He's
you'll
been
be
to
there?
more than me.
yeah, there's one going on tonight. I might head over that way after we're done here. O'Neill's in Lombard.
Lombard, Illinois. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
For people in the suburbs listening to this. And, we have people from all over. By the way, our show from last week just keeps blowing up. So
Yeah,
I'm
I know. It's
perfectly
kinda
happy
wild.
with that.
Yeah.
But I don't know where they're all coming from. One of these days I'm going to figure out like an algorithm. Let's track like, are these all Chicago people? Because I don't think so.
I don't think they are.
All coming
I
from
mean,
my house.
Libby's been doing some kind of thing, huh? She's
Yeah,
hacked the
I
internet.
rigged it.
So, and the reason I thought of that is because you say
Do you
Lombard,
have like
but
a really
people-
deep basement?
Yeah, I got some operations going on. Nobody
She's
knows
got
about.
the dummy's got some secrets up her sleeve right there. Anyway, so yeah, but you're saying Lombard. A lot of people maybe watching are like, "Where's that?" So I always try to say, suburb of Chicago, Lombard,
cool.
Illinois,
Yeah.
O'Neill's.
Let's see. It's a little bit north of 88 and 355.
Yeah,
It's by like Downers Grove, and so it's like a half hour west of Chicago.
yeah. I'm trying to
so-
think. I think I've been there. I guess it's Lombard. I would almost think that is Glen Ellen, but maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, neither here nor there. You're
it's,
gonna be up there
it's
tonight.
It's pretty
I think
close.
it's the next town east of Glen Ellen.
Yeah. Yeah, you got Lombard would be right.
Yeah.
But so that'll be good. And do you like have a set when you guys go do these open mics then, like where we are gonna play this cover, we're gonna do 5 songs, or just kind of just let it flow?
It depends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we wrote something recently, we usually take that out and try it out.
And then sometimes we'll be like, hey, we get 3 songs. Okay, let's try one freestyle. Or like we've done that
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Where
I totally got to go to these open mics. I can't believe I've never been to the music ones. It's always, like I said, it's always either comedy or I've been to a ton of the karaoke ones. They're all over the place.
the open music nights are pretty cool. Very they created quite the environment for us for a while.
Yeah, that's where I met a lot of the musicians I know now. It's kind of
Really?
where I've started my
Yeah.
music networking.
It's a good area to foster your creativity.
And the bar owners probably love it. I bet you it's a pretty good crowd.
Sometimes.
Because I mean, they do it. It's usually like a Tuesday or Wednesday night, so it's a guaranteed people coming in on a weeknight.
Yeah, like you're saying Sunday, that was his way to get people in on the because everybody's getting ready for work
Yeah.
and stuff. Just one last hurrah before the night's over.
Yeah, and it works because there's usually a good crowd.
Is Joe coming with you tonight?
I don't know, I might. Possibly.
Okay,
mean,
I put you on the
I-
spot. Sorry, I just thought you guys.
I don't have work tomorrow, and Lombard's on the way back. So
Well, you got a 5-day week, huh? Maybe longer. Do you have
Right.
Wednesday off too?
no, I got just tomorrow off.
So
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You had a
No,
5-day.
I had Wednesday off.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
that's-
I have a 6-day.
That's what I
6 days
thought you
off,
said.
Yeah,
He had a nice break.
yeah, it's
Nice.
pretty
So-
smooth.
Anyway, so okay, there's your number one fan. I'm actually going that way. I don't know, but I won't be there right after the show. I know that. Libby and I have business we attend to after each show every week. But anyway,
Unfortunately.
So what was I gonna? Now you threw me off there, Livy.
Sorry.
Anyway, so how did you get like? We're talking with Jackie Acquaintance, who's in. Well, obviously you have your own solo work, but you're also with Joe Brunker in Brojack, and you are gonna do some open mic stuff tonight. But how did you get into this whole music thing in the first place?
I've been playing guitar since 16, and then what really pulled me in guitar was I finally wrote a song, and then I kind of kept going. But I started out mostly as a lead guitarist because I wasn't too confident in my vocals when I started out. So I just kind of played lead guitar in bands and just kind of write on my own time. And then
so you worked with a band that had a singer and everything.
Yeah,
just to kind of get into the groove, huh?
Most of my bands would last maybe like a year, and wouldn't really get out and do much. And then I kind of took a break from them and started doing open mics and started getting more confident in my vocals. And
I mean, it sounds like open mics are a great way to get like a following, because then obviously they're looking at your social media, and then they're the plays. You get the money from all that.
Yeah, and yeah, it's good for morale because everybody's usually supportive, and you get to meet other musicians that are just trying to hone their craft and get better.
Help network, book with other people that you like their style, then you can meet them there. And then you could start booking more with them. It's a great place to network, for sure.
Yeah,
it was actually how I met Susie, and I think that's how I would go on to meet you, is because you were
at the competition.
Yeah,
you played the Blue Oyster Cult competition too, didn't you?
I think that was it.
That's where we met. Yeah,
the Blue Oyster Cult competition.
we
or cowbell.
There was a competition to play an after party for Blue Oyster Cult at Ballydoyle down the road.
Oh, like the real band you were playing for. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so they came and they took pictures with a bunch of people, with a bunch of people at the after party. And
nice.
We played a bunch of sets for them.
Yeah,
man, you guys. Well, I don't know about Jack, but Joe, you've done a whole bunch of stuff that we don't.
Oh, he's been all over the place.
A little more every week about our
Joe's
guests.
gotten around a little more than I do, but I've been around a little bit too.
You get around. You definitely get around, bro. What are you talking about?
I mean, your style of music. Then, what are you like? What's some of these things? Like a Jim Croce or something, or I don't know, Bob Dylan. What song do you? I mean, what is like your style that you mostly like to do?
So, I mean, I grew up on rock and roll, but like I always was kind of in the pursuit of like bridging rock and roll and then modern music and stuff today. Loved like Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, and all the guitar bands,
I love AC/DC. I like Led Zeppelin too, of course.
He's killer on electric guitar, but his acoustic skills.
Thank you.
Chef's
well, we'll find out in a few minutes here, because I want you to play something.
Yeah.
Joe, I guess, can sing too. Are you going to sing for him, or is he just going to do it all by himself?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll do 2 songs. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
But yeah, so I mean, you guys mentioned about the management thing. That's the other thing about the open mics, don't they? At least I thought, and even I know the comedies do it, but for music, if it's like bands open mic night, aren't there scouts out there, like managers and agents that are looking to sign bands too?
There might be promoters or stuff, but not really any scouting people.
Really?
At least not the ones I've been to. Maybe more in the city. There might be some.
Because I know, like in LA, that's the thing for the comedians. They go to Laugh Factory and Improv right there in the heart of LA, like all the time. That's how they find their act.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. I've played House of Blues. We've played House of Blues. Like you don't run into scouts or like management people as much as you'd expect, as much as you hear.
I don't know why I expect it that way. I just
like you still run into them.
It would be nice.
It's probably
it'd be easier for them, I think.
Usually they've gotten more into the supply and demand people because they want people who are actively wanting to seek them out. So because maybe ultimately they're taking our money.
Maybe a little more experience than just the open mic. I get it. Okay, that makes sense.
They want to see your numbers. They want to see your stats. They look at everything. So management companies won't really come to you unless they've heard of some mass fanfare.
I think the comedians might be a little bit different because, like, I know one that's not Dave. I don't know how Dave Chappelle was found, but a guy that's been around more recent. This guy Matt Rife, he was found like randomly like that.
He got found more off of viral YouTube.
He was already. I'm talking about in person. They approached him, but he was already doing his thing on. It seems like everybody gets to start on the social media these days.
TikTok really helped comedians. Acquaintance because
Oh, yeah.
they've got like short little bits that you could put up there where of their funniest little reels, So it's
Yeah.
kinda
Oh, I'm
perfect.
always watching reels of stand-up comedians.
Yeah.
There you
sure,
go.
yeah.
I mean, we're working on it. I got my editor putting everything together. We're gonna just do like a binge thing where you'll have all little clips of us for
That's
the whole
good.
year.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot because there's a ton of shows we've done.
Yeah.
So you guys are also on. Yeah, let's talk about it. Where are we finding Brojack stuff mostly? Is it all just Spotify or where else?
So Brojack, yeah, I think we're mostly just Spotify and YouTube.
Jack the Acquaintance you could also find on Spotify, Apple, all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
on.
where do we find
I'm
Jack
on,
the Acquaintance?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, most streaming platforms I'm on.
How many
Okay.
music videos do you have again?
I've got 2 at the moment.
Yeah.
I've got for I Killed Rock and Roll and for Optimistic. Those
Oh,
are up
nice.
on YouTube. And
Are they at like 1 million views yet? It seems like to be like a big number. No.
So
But
I waited to get my
I-
YouTube going to like a year ago. So I've got
Honestly, the magic number, I think you get between 10, 15,000, you're getting somewhere per video. I mean, now.
yeah.
So
Yeah, if you could consistently do that, that'll definitely grow over
Yeah.
time. Especially if you're consistent with just it's honestly producer perish in a lot of ways when it comes to content.
I mean, just getting that as a start, like you release it and like within a week you got 15, 20,000 views, that you're on a good roll.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's the goal.
True. That's
That's
true.
the goal. I mean, obviously the goal is we're going to get 5 million views and we're going to make all this money on the advertising from it. Don't we all have that goal in mind? But you can go viral. There is no doubt about it. You get the right rip and enough people see it. It goes viral.
As long as you're optimistic.
There you go. There
That's
you go.
right.
Again,
Yeah.
It's one of his
optimistic.
songs. It's
There-
one of
right.
his-
But I don't know what you're going to play, but that would be one we could I'd like to hear. But yeah, speaking of that too, like just the right sound, because just the topic we discussed last week must have done it, because we were talking about the brewery. We're drinking the beer last week. And it's blowing up. I'm really surprised because I didn't know
Yeah,
anybody
one
was
beer and I
watching.
was lit.
Yeah, and everybody was having a good time last week. Maybe we need to drink tonight before you guys sing. I don't know.
Our
But
friend
anyway, so yeah, I mean, it seems like if it's good, it'll get the traction,
I've heard so many good things that don't get traction, and seen so many good videos that don't get traction. It's just ultimately how often you play your cards. Sometimes, like some people will get that stroke of luck, where they'll post one time and get automatically viral. But more people, it's like a building and a consistency.
I believe. Well, I was going to say that. I mean, it doesn't necessarily happen out the first. You release it and you get 1 million right off bat. But like I said, I think if enough people are enjoying it, they're going to be sharing it, because that's that whole formula on Facebook. When you're not blocked like somebody named Mario J. Bell, you share it. You've got 5,000 friends. Then those 5,000 friends share it to their 3,000, 2,000, whatever, and it just keeps spiraling.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, and you could do that with the music, the Spotify. You could do the same thing. Keep sharing it enough.
It definitely helps. The more you share it and the more you come up with creative ways to convey it, that's the best kind of method.
I mean, you're the viral marketing guy, the guerrilla viral marketing guy. So what are you helping with Brojack to do?
This guy does his own stuff. He goes into a bunch of record stores like all over the area. I've never done something like this. This dude's been all over the freaking state. Like freaking.
So yeah, I was gonna. Great time to ask this question. What got you into these local, like unique, like what do they call them, boutique type stores that have all the music?
Yeah, I mean, well, first it's just cool. It's cool to walk into a store and just see all these records and like these collectibles and stuff all around. But no, I thought it's a great way not only to push my record, but also expand my marketing and promoting, and hopefully do some collaboration marketing.
What are you leaving? Like a little one sheet of your info, your picture, and then a
couple
copy
records,
of a CD,
right?
or
so I'll leave like a couple records on consignment, and then I usually leave a record that's a store copy.
Oh,
just for
I'm
them.
Sorry, I meant vinyl. What am I saying? The bad word CD. Vinyl. You leave a couple
all good.
of the vinyl.
Yeah.
Do you
I'll
have
leave a couple.
CDs that you leave there too? Or?
No, I had CDs for a while, but the thing is with CDs is when I had them, even when people would buy them, they're like, "Man, I gotta find something to listen to this on." I'm like, well, the whole point of CDs is they're supposed to be convenient.
I
If
thought
you
it was
don't-
supposed to be easy.
Yeah.
My truck still has. My truck's only what 6 years old. It's got CD player.
My Subaru has, well, my Subaru is 12 years old. But
Oh, it should definitely have a CD
Yeah.
player.
They're
What
starting
about-
to trend again. CDs.
They
I'm
are,
starting to
but
see
yeah,
an uptick in
I
I
was-
thought it was cassettes actually.
No,
Well-
CDs are coming back because I guess kids are finding out about full albums now instead of just singles. I'm like, yeah, there's like 9 more songs on there.
It's so weird that people, honestly, if you're like born after like 2000, you don't really know what an album is. Isn't that crazy?
Well, there's a lot of movies that are reminiscent of 90s now, and
Yeah.
people are seeing Walkman. So kids want Walkman. Like they don't
I-
want an iPhone
I don't know
anymore.
this. This is really, I haven't heard that the Walkman's coming back.
Oh yeah, kids.
Is it going to
want
be a
Walkmans.
cassette or a CD in there?
I mean,
Or
that'd be
Bluetooth?
cool. That'd be cool if they did a double up on that one. If they did like a cassette
you know,
to CD player,
I played
looking like
Phil
Frankenstein.
Collins on my first one over. I ruined the tape. I played it so much, but it was one of those newer, smaller, real thin compact, and it had a radio in it. So,
Nice.
I don't know what the hell year. It was 89, 90,
Yeah.
that long ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I loved it. I probably still have that thing. I don't know if it works, but I have it. But
Yeah.
I never heard that they're coming back. Are you gonna? You guys got to figure out a
Yeah.
way to get. Okay, available on the Walkman.
Right.
You can
I'll-
probably find them on Amazon.
I might look into doing some CDs because even record stores have a section for CDs and stuff. So,
They still do. Okay.
but with like any kind of order, vinyl or CDs, it's good to do like a bulk order to help bring
You-
the cost price down.
You know, Best Buys and Walmart's just recently got rid of CDs. I heard they're
Yeah.
bringing some back, but they got rid of like the big section they used to have. Both
I
of
mean,
them.
yeah, when I was like in high school, I get CDs because that's just what I grew up with. And
Yeah,
I
so-
remember towards the end of high school is when they were starting to go out. I'm like, shoot, that was my whole business plan was CDs.
what about like giving out the little like thumb drives or what do they call those little
Mhm.
mini drives? Would people take those? You think? I don't know. Just throwing.
Yeah,
things out
some
there.
people do that.
Not many computers have that anymore. like
really? The
little
like
USB drive?
laptops. Yeah, a
Are you
lot of
kidding me?
laptops. A lot of laptops don't have any drives anymore on them.
Wow.
How are
So-
people get? Whoa! I need them. I got all my stuff are still on those.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of weird.
Man,
it's
I
it's
must be
weird
getting
seeing
old.
laptops.
What if you want to charge your phone?
That's my plan.
How do you do it?
What the
Well, you
heck?
get the little adapter thing like this. So you
Yeah, you got to have
some
some sort of
There you go,
stupid
yeah.
camera.
toggle.
Wow, I'm
yeah.
learning a lot today.
Down
So-
with the toggle.
So wait a minute. We got the old technology coming back, but maybe there's no way to play them because nobody has any kind of player.
I know.
And now
I-
you can't even use a USB drive. What the hell?
What can we do? And it's USB-C drive.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. The C. Oh man, don't get me started on that. But anyway, I'm sorry, I got way off the subject. But where you don't necessarily go guerrilla, you just go right to a source, just a local.
No,
music
I mean,
store.
I'll go to store to store.
Yeah, he networks like crazy.
I spent one day, I left about noon and I came home at like 9 o'clock at night. I hit up about 15, 20 stores and
that there's that many that still are just all music
say
shops, or
about-
just like other stuff, like bookstores.
Chicago. So I've been looking around the whole Midwest and like Chicago specifically is really good for record stores.
A lot of
Interesting.
them.
About every town in the suburb has like a record store.
I mean, I love the retro stuff. I want to hear all the old stuff. Like I'm still collecting like the old. Well, those are mostly I found them on tapes. Like the last week we talked about the radio
Yeah.
plays. I got a bunch of those. I've got Superman. I got Abbott and Costello. I think I might have Batman. But those are on cassettes. I'm
Oh
finding.
yeah,
I don't know about albums. You know, like music. But
soundtracks on vinyl and stuff. They're huge.
good.
Yeah.
Good to know. I'm so
Oh,
happy
yeah.
to hear that. I always loved records, but
Yeah.
they're sitting in like our not crawl space area, but our basement, just in a big, like 4 big bins, you know, because my dad had a ton of them.
You could honestly get a record player at Five Below, which is kind of cool. Like if
And
you
where I didn't hear you.
Five
Five
Below.
Below.
Yeah.
Oh, Five Below selling record players now.
Yeah, you could get a record player at Five Below for $25. If you really had the itch to play a record, you could
I did-
literally
well,
go
I
get a
have
cheap
one.
record player.
I have a tower that's about I don't know,
Oh,
maybe
nice.
10 by 10 by 12,
Yeah.
and it's got the LP, the cassette, and CDs.
What's your favorite record you got?
I don't even know if it still plays. Don't laugh at me, but it's actually and we talked about them last
I'm already
week.
laughing.
It's the Three Stooges album. It's Madcap Musical Nonsense. I play that one whenever I get a chance to play my vinyl.
I mean, that sounds wonderful.
And then I got Pink Floyd sitting in the little crate. And then what else I got? I have some more comedy albums. I can't think of who they are. You know, I think I have Bill Cosby himself.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow.
Those are my vinyl.
With the pudding pops.
You know, he's kind of out of favor, so I found those albums cheap. But But anyway,
No,
so-
I love when he would always talk about Jello pudding. Like he
oh, that
had
was like every
pudding
album.
pop.
It was every album he was talking about.
I
Jello
just
pudding.
love his
or,
like.
or chocolate cake. That was his big one too. You know, how he
Yeah,
makes the
I don't
milk
know.
and-
I loved his voice. Like whenever he spoke, it was just kind of funny to hear how he spoke.
I think it's sad that well, he allegedly had some issues with the women there, and he was supposedly drugging them or something, whatever that was back in the during the Playboy Mansion days. So, it caught up with him, I guess. But anyway, that's not going to happen to you guys. We don't have to worry about it. You're in the music stores, and so what does an album go? A vinyl? Like, are you selling it just as a single, or you got a bunch of songs on it?
So the record I have out now is 9 songs.
Okay, so you got an actual actual
it's a
album.
LP.
And how much do these things sell for these days?
So on average, when I'm shopping for records, most of the bands I like Pearl Jam, Green Day, if it's like a new record, it's usually about $30 or something.
Really?
on
Yeah,
average.
normally.
Yeah.
So what about independent bands like Brojack and
For me, I've
Jack the
been
Acquaintance?
It's what you sell it for, pretty much.
yeah,
right?
I've been trying to sell mine for about 25.
Really?
And,
so it is a it's kind of like a premium thing now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
it's,
mean pucks are expensive.
I don't I go well, these are DVDs and Blu-rays, but the dollar stores have them now for like $1, or if you're at the 5 and more, like $2-3. But you don't find a lot of CDs there. You definitely don't find albums. I haven't found
No
albums
way.
at them. But
Finding that Goodwill pretty well though.
I didn't know that they were going to be that much money, but that's great.
Yeah.
That's some serious dough if you're selling hundreds of them.
Yeah, it's helped me get back in the studio. Pay
That's
for some
pretty awesome.
recordings.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys do you record a lot when you are together? Do you record anything then, or no? Just live jams?
We
The
do
mics,
live
open mic?
videos, but the only stuff we've recorded is DZ Records, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
DZ Records is great. He's in Bridgeport now, but he does video sessions.
Okay.
And then he asks you not to upload it to YouTube because he has his own channel. But
Wow.
then he gives you the video and the audio for you to upload other places if you'd like.
Nice.
It's a really great service. It's a reasonable way to get professional video and audio out there.
Yeah,
I
the
like that.
audio's solid. That's why we released it.
It's
on,
a similar. Well, no, it's probably smaller than this because you got it all soundproofed and everything, just enough for the instruments.
His new setup's a little tighter in the ceiling
Yeah.
area,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
that's about it.
I want to hear you play something now before we've got a segment coming up. But before we do
Let's do
that,
it.
I want to hear you guys.
Yeah,
Cool.
we'll
You
play.
want- you
What do we
wanna
gotta
a
do?
jam or do you want me to?
Yeah, you want to go first, and then I'll wait. Which one do you want to go? Do
Yeah,
you
which
want to
song?
do
You
your
tell us.
song first, or Brojack's song first?
Let's hear
Your
his.
choice.
I'll do. So I got a new song coming out January 11th. This one's
Okay.
called "She Hates Me."
Yes.
All right, let's play that.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn this on real quick. Maybe not.
Okay.
Try to.
All right, can we? Oh,
Yeah,
we want to
let's
move the
see
mic?
what
We can
do
move it
here.
a little bit. Okay, that's good. That'll work right there.
Cool. Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, that's our
Hey.
guest. Hey, Rich, we'll be with you in a moment. We're playing some music.
Yeah, we're gonna play a few
Yeah.
songs, Rich.
Jack the Acquaintance.
Sunday morning, she came out to me. We had coffee at the cafe, and I'd say something, she'd disagree. On a Sunday morning, she said, "How dare you?" I was trying to do right. Oh, I told her that night, and she threw it in my face. She said, "How dare you?" And oh, how she hates me. I know I'm dead to her. Oh, I knew that it was over. I got a pack for a kiss. She won't hear a word from me. I can't get through to her. Our time romancing was short, but we were friends before. She hates me. patio lights. No more cheers or dancing and stepping outside, was just her and I on the patio lights. My living room, won't be swapping songs, putting records on, or having coffee in my living room. And I'll never hear her sing again. I'll never sing with her. She'd be tempting my surrender. If I could hear her once more, we'll never be together with our friends again. Could we even be in the same room? If I stayed, would I be watching her walk out the door again? She hates me. Come on, love, don't do me like this. I'm holding on, but I can't be waiting. I keep hoping you'll call. I can't stop looking. Does she even have my number? She hates me.
Yeah. All right. Jack
yeah.
Acquaintance.
Thank
That
You
was
had me in
good.
tears.
Libby's over there getting all
Thank you.
emotional.
No, it
That
was
sounded great.
emotional.
Wow. Boy,
Yeah.
live acoustic works out here. All right.
Yeah,
And
it
we're in the
worked.
studio. We're not
It-
even in a big one out there.
It did
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll
thanks
do
for
it.
coming in and doing that. That was great.
Yeah.
So again, available actually at your local. Do you want to mention some stores? I have no problem plugging the stores.
So that song will be available on streaming on January 11th, and then the new EP I hope to have out on vinyl about mid-June.
That's awesome. Great.
Um,
And the albums that are in the stores now, that's your other one. And what are those stores
That's
in the area that
so
you know
that's
of?
my I Killed Rock and Roll album, and I've got about 15 or so stores in the suburbs, and then about
Okay.
4 in the city.
So what's the name of? Do they look for Jack the Acquaintance or the album?
Yeah,
name?
Jack
Okay.
the Acquaintance, I Killed Rock and Roll. Some places you'll be able to find it on their website.
Okay.
If you're in the city, I'm at all 3 Reckless Records locations.
Reckless Records. I haven't heard that name in a while.
And
Awesome.
I'm at Shuga Records in Wicker Park.
There we go. So there's for Chicago people. Go check them out.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again for coming on. I'm glad Joe had you on. Joe, this is cool that you guys are also working together.
Yeah, no doubt. We're gonna have a couple music videos out in a few weeks.
I was just gonna say we got to look for what you have coming out, and then we all got to go to his play coming up in a couple weeks. Joe's the star. Well, not the main star, but one of the stars of Christmas Carol.
He's Scrooge's nephew.
At
Should be fun.
the Plainfield Players. I gotta get that right. Anyway, speaking of theater stuff, our next guest, he's going to close us out today. We really need to know what's going on for the holiday stuff because we want everybody to take advantage. If they listen to the show, you got to hear what's going on from our wonderful entertainment concierge, the Baron of Barter himself, Mr. Rich G. Hey, Rich, how are you?
Hey, Mario. I'm just fine, man.
Good.
Hey, Rich.
Happy Thanksgiving weekend. Yeah.
Let the folks know about some of the neater shows that are my favorites, by the way. There's over 150 theaters, so lots to choose from in the Chicago area.
Do they have live music? No, probably not. Some of them, right? They're not all theater.
Oh yeah, well that's a different hat that I wear.
Yeah.
Right now, let's talk a little bit about the 150 theaters in Chicago and tell you what some of my favorite shows are, so that folks will get an idea what they can do over the holidays.
Sounds great.
All right. So first of all, you've got Broadway in Chicago. they're bringing us Harry Potter
Hey,
and the
Harry
Curse.
Potter.
Hmm.
That one's opening. That's already playing, isn't it?
At the Nederlander.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cursed Child.
As a matter of fact, it's at the Nederlander Theater, and it's going to play until. Oh, by the way, it's the Curse of the.
It's the second. It's like it's not the first movie, right?
No, it's the
No.
book that came out in a script form.
Yeah.
So it was meant to be a play.
Joe is a Harry Potter fan. I can tell.
Oh yeah, I'm a little bit of a Potter geek. Not like a huge one, but you know, I'll
You've
eat
been
the
to
Birdie
Nederlander Theater too. I've never been up there.
Never been there.
That's downtown.
Yeah, Cadillac Palace is. I go there.
Cadillac Palace is another one of Broadway and Chicago shows. In any event, Chicago Shakespeare Theater at Navy Pier is doing Pericles. And you know who's doing it?
Who?
The Royal Shakespearean Company, right from England.
Oh, wonderful! I thought you were going to say Shakespeare.
Shakespeare himself.
Haven't been here in
Sorry.
30 years.
Yeah. Okay.
The Royal Shakespeare Company from England.
Awesome.
Get right over to Navy Pier and see Chicago Shakespeare Theater and see Pericles.
That sounds cool.
Also, you got Steppenwolf's world premiere. That's closing on December the 15th, so you got a couple of weeks to see that. And that's a world premiere, Leroy and Lucy. And then you've got Court Theaters and Timeline. Timeline Theater has come into Court Theater over in the University of Chicago territory and is bringing us the falsettos.
The falsetto. I can do the voice.
We talked about Blue Man Group last week a little bit.
Yeah, what's going on with the Blue Man Group?
Well, they're here for the holidays. They'll be here through December. They're gonna withdraw from. They're withdrawing the regular basis over at the Prior Street Theater, and they're going to do it sporadically when they come in for events and holidays and whatever.
So you got the scoop. Yeah, so they are leaving. Wow.
That's so wild to think about.
Yeah.
Oh, they've been here for 30 some odd years. Rich always talked about them.
Wow.
Okay, what else?
And let's see, then you got some of our suburban theaters, like in Lake Forest, you've got Citadel Theater. They've got that wonderful show. You saw it, didn't you?
No, not yet. We saw the what did we see again? The Community? No.
The Cottage.
The Cottage, that's right. Yeah, great little theater. It's actually in the high school, but it's separate. It's separate from them, but it's a big.
The show that's there now is Dames at Sea.
That's it. That's the one that was coming next. Dames at Sea.
Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Is that there all through Christmas, isn't it?
No, not that far. It's gonna end on December the 15th.
Oh, the 15th too. Okay, that seems to be the magic date of ending things.
You got a couple of weeks to get there and see Dames at Sea. It's a wonderful show. Everybody that I told about it that reported back to me has just loved the show.
Cool.
It's where Bernadette Peters got her.
No kid. Well, there's a name you don't hear that often
Yeah,
anymore.
really.
Bernadette
Blast from
Peters,
the
actress.
past. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was pretty big in what was that, like the late 80s?
She
I
was
guess.
in the Jerk movie.
Yeah. So that was actually
Well,
that's
Dames
early
at
80s then.
Sea-
Yeah, 80s,
Dames
yeah.
at Sea was brought to us by Broadway in New York in 1966.
Oh, okay.
She was a star then.
Yeah, she's old.
Wow. I
And then-
didn't know
and then
she's
you
that
got,
much.
Yeah, she's old.
Oh, Bernadette.
Old
let's
Bernadette,
talk about
right?
some of the others. Well, Keegan at the Genesee Theater. We've got two shows, and well, they got more than two, but two that I particularly like would be the Nutcracker with over 100 performers.
Nice.
December the 15th.
That's a lot.
And December the 19th and 20th, you've got, well, that's the Nutcracker.
Cool.
Genesee's Theater.
Over in Gurnee, or I mean Waukegan.
Waukegan.
Waukegan. I said Gurnee. Waukegan, close to Gurnee.
It's a Genesee Theater in Waukegan.
Yeah, all this stuff is the Chicago suburbs for people listening that aren't from Chicago. You got to come see all these shows in Chicago area.
You got the Nutcracker with, on December the 14th, you got the Nutcracker with over 100 performers.
Yeah, that sounds good. What's the other one there? You said 2.
Yeah, and the other one is going to be. Oh yeah, they're doing the. Oh gosh, it's.
Nutcracker 2.
The other Nutcracker. He's got it.
I've got it.
It's the other. It's great theater. I mean, it's big for being in Waukegan. I was really surprised when we first went there.
Oh yeah, it's on December the 14th. You got another show and that's Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah, we got to go to that one. You got to save us some tickets, everybody in the room here. There's 4 of us.
That's a one-night deal.
Yeehaw.
You told me you had seen something about Evan Hansen in the past.
Yeah, I want to see that one, but I thought
they made a movie too.
They did with Jesse Eisenberg. I didn't like him in the movie, but the movie or it looked like Jesse Eisenberg. It wasn't actually him, but it was good though. The movie itself, I just didn't like the main actor, but that's neither here nor there. But that's the Genesee Theater. What about I didn't hear you mention any like out in you never mentioned Drury Lane. What about Drury Lane? That's out in Oak Brook, Illinois.
Little Mermaids, but
you have stuff for them if they want to call you, right?
Oh, I've always got stuff.
Well, here let me give out your number.
That's a different hat.
Yeah, well, let me give out your number. I'll have them call you. You can reach Rich G, your entertainment concierge, at 312-661-1975, and he'll give you the scoop that you didn't hear on the air. He's got a whole long list you can get. He'll email you the list. So again, that's your entertainment concierge, Rich G, 312-661-1975. And I always like you to send us off because we're at the end of the show, but I want you to do your goodbye for us, for everybody.
All right. Well, I'm going to mention one more show. It's Skokie. You got Music Theater Works there. Music Theater Works is doing Legally Blonde. That's going to be a cool show too. That's going to open up. That's opening in the middle of December. All right.
Great.
So let me just say, hey, old Bean, and you too. This is Rich, your entertainment concierge, signing off. And until next time, stay warm and certainly have a merry happy.
Thanks, Rich. That was Rich G, your entertainment concierge.
Rich.
Bye, Rich.
This was Jack the Acquaintance. That was Joe Brunker. That over there is Libby Charters. I am Mario J. Bell. Another great show. Thanks for everybody listening, and thanks to the crew out there, Mr. Earl, helping us out. I'm glad everybody was able to tune in for the end of Thanksgiving weekend show. Everybody take care, and we'll see you next time here on Bell & Company on Intellectual Radio.